इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है और नामुमकिन ही नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends. We, the entire team of Franchise India, welcome all of you to our Business Opportunity Over Chai webinar series. This is a specifically designed webinar for all our investors so that they digitally interact with the brand founding team and the business opportunity we have got for you. This is a 45-minute session, which is divided into two parts. First, we will take you through the correct and the complete understanding about the business model through with the help of the presentation. Then we'll move towards the panel discussion. We also welcome all your queries and suggestion in question and answer box. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. This particular webinar is hosted by both of them. And the business opportunity which we have got for you is Ginger. They are known, it's a retail opportunity for all of you to start your business with this particular brand, which provides the finest meat and seafood. And today we have invited Mr. Ujjwal, who is a founder and director at Ginger. He has worked in few corporates, then he has done his MBA, and then he decided to start this particular venture. They started their journey in 2019, and today he'll be talking about his vision and mission related to Ginger. Thank you so much, Ujjwal ji, for joining in today. May we request to start your presentation, as well as we would like to understand your journey with Ginger. So over to you, sir. Thank you so much, Ujjwal. Can we start with the presentation from your side? We can see the presentation on the screen.
Yeah, definitely. Well, what a wonderful introduction, Ms. Archana ji. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gaurav ji. Thank you, Ms. Sonia ji and Kavita Shetty and the entire Franchise India team for introducing Ginger and Franchise India. So, well, before getting into project, let me tell you one thing. Today at this hour, all of us are sitting here with the sole intention of doing business and making profits. So Ginger Technologies Private Limited has brought the brand Ginger to you to achieve your heights. So good morning, everyone. I am Ujjwal, Managing Director of Ginger Technologies Private Limited. So today we have brought the brand Ginger, which with the sole intention of providing fresh meats and seafoods and marinades. So I'll yeah. We'll go through the overview of our organization, and it was actually incorporated in the year 2020. And our prime objective is yes. So no, yeah.
Please go on. We can hear you properly, sir.
Okay. I thought there is a technical issue. Yeah. Today we have brought a brand Ginger with under Ginger Technologies Private Limited with the sole intention of providing fresh meats, seafood, eggs, marinades, and pickles. So in India, there are 70% of Indians who eat non-veg, which approximately comes to around 98 crores. And Andhra and Telangana itself has 98% of total meat eating population. So in 2019-20, Indians consumed 4,110 metric tons of meat, and it is growing 17% annually. And post-COVID, everyone are looking for the hygienic products and hygienic meats. So meat has always playing a major role in boosting immune power. Considering these factors, Ginger has its launch in 2020 and works in an omni-channel model where business is done online and retail through the retail outlet, which assures the maximum market share to cover through online orders. So both the retail and online orders can be done through the single retail outlet in your city. So the maximum market share can be covered. And we have the finest user experience walking into our stores with the freshness and premiumness meets assured to them. And currently we have one outlet in Khammam and two more we are planning in Warangal. And in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, in phase-wise manner, we are planning to launch 50 outlets in a year. So basically, our process involves livestock is selectively picked by our experts and doctors, assistants, veterans. So all the stock is 100% healthy, and those are certified by the government, and those are brought to our stores and are precisely cut and cleaned as per the standards FSSA regulations, and those are packed in an airtight food grade packaging till it reaches the consumer. It will be maintaining the 100% quality and freshness. So our vision is very simple, and we target our customers by giving them the finest quality and hygienic meats, assuring always the freshness with a moderate pricing. So this is our store in Khammam, where we are following all the guidelines by the government, and you can see this cutting section and customer launch. So the live fish section as well. So this is our process. We use the modern machinery to cut the meat, and we use modern packaging as well to maintain the freshness, and we maintain 0 to 4 degrees centigrade of temperature to maintain the meats fresh till it reaches our end users, so that it doesn't deteriorate its quality. So our products are chicken, country chicken, mutton, seafood, eggs, and we are about to launch our new product line, which includes pickles, sausages, marinades, cold cuts, halal, heat, ready to cook products. So probably within a month or two, we'll be launching few in these. So we are present online, and you can check the social media. So basically we have our finest website and the application both in Android and Apple Store. This is our website. So these are the app screenshots of our application. You can go through our app in both Play Store and App Store. You can search Ginger and you will find these, and consumer orders through our app as well, and they can walk even to the retail store as well, so we can grab the maximum market share. So this is a short glimpse of our store in Khammam. So basically, our segment is divided into three types, like B2B, online, and B2C. So in B2B, we tie up with few restaurants, hotels, caterings, curry points, whatnot. Local food junctions will be tying up with them to supply meat. So 10% of our sales come from B2B, and from online we get 30% of our market share. Our sales will be through online channels, which are our direct Ginger application. Consumers will be ordering through the application, and B2C, which is the retail store, which accommodates 60% of our sales. So most of the sales happen from B2C itself because of our showroom experience. So our target customers are divided into like high end customers, medium and medium high end. So lower end and low end consumers are not considered in our business because they choose the product based on the pricing, but we sell our product based on the quality and hygiene itself. So our consumers, our target customers are different. So from here, Mr. Ashok sir will take over. He is the strategic manager of Franchise India. Sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Ujjwal, and good morning, everyone. So I'll start from here. Just please go to the next slide. So opportunity assessment. If you look at India is a very big market. If you look at these stats, basically, so India is basically the third largest. And if you look at the states, basically Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, so they are basically the larger states in terms of meat, seafood, egg, and fish business. But the challenge is this industry is highly unorganized. So basically the challenge for the country is move away from unorganized and move towards the modern stores and specialized stores. That's the challenge. And to be met with these challenges, government is already putting basically policies, regulations in place to come up with the new methods, new policies for these meat shops to moderate their stores. Please, next slide. So this is the typical challenge. Even today, if you go basically in the conservative markets, very high dense market, you see this kind of meat shops everywhere. But the challenge to maintain basically hygiene, quality of service is again very, very challenging. So even government of India and state government, they are basically putting restrictions and putting penalties, like who are operating these businesses or shops illegally. Please, next slide. Even after post-pandemic, this challenges become more complex because it's this business basically is highly intensive, basically manual work. So contaminated food can be very dangerous for COVID spread. So government has raised the red flags many times for seafood, meat, and chicken business. For chicken business, even you all know, like bird flu, that's a very big challenge. Even these poultry that comes to the local shops, they are not vaccinated for bird flu, against bird flu. They are so that's very challenging. But government is coming up with the new policies and recommendations to moderate these shops. Please go ahead. Next one. Next. So now Ginger have basically brought the opportunity for the investors. So they have the options for like single unit franchisees and multi-unit franchisees. The state franchisees or area franchisees is not recommended, because then basically margins in this business basically thins out, and it doesn't retain the viability of the business. So the best opportunity and best offerings are basically single unit franchisees and multi-unit franchisees. Next. I would request Ujjwal to discuss this slide.
Well, thank you, sir. So we are actually offering in a FOFO model where our stores are of size of minimum 1500 square feet and with an investment of 20 lakh. So, and so with a margin of, on an average gross margin of 55%, we are expecting a net margin of around 25 to 30% after removing all the expenses. So the royalty to the brand which we are expecting is 7%, and return on investment is which you can expect in less than 20 months. So, and the equipment cost, office equipment, everything was clearly mentioned here, and everything will be very transparent while establishing a store. Sir, Ashok sir.
Thank you, Ujjwal. So as our target for the franchisee rollout, basically we have 4 states targeted. So the basic in 3 phases. The first phase, basically priority will be Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Even in Telangana, we have the cities to focus on. So basically Hyderabad, Mahbubanagar, Warangal, Karimnagar, and Khambam. And so these are basically based on the proximity of the current center in Khambam. So and similarly, we have opted only for Vijayawada, Visakhapatnam, Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. So it gives us basically the proximity from Khambam and Hyderabad. And then the second phase, we are planning to set up basically in stores in Karnataka and in Tamil Nadu. This next slide. And then ideal partner profile. Basically, who is the ideal partner for this business? So basically, this divided into 2 segments. Person, basically, the franchisee has to have some key skills. So basically, access to the location, and then preferred basically the residential colonies. And like if franchisee or investor is already associated with the chicken and mutton business, will be preferred. Then operations basically to ability to run the store, then customer management, and franchisee has to compliance with the brand standards. And the franchisee has to have the good understanding of the local market. Then basically the look at financial benefits required, basically required investment of 20 lakhs, and like it has the like realistic ROI. within 20 years, less than 2 years. And targeted profile will be existing chicken and mutton shops. They are operators. They don't have any name. So it is a good opportunity for them to moderate their stores. And if the franchisee has prior experience of meat and chicken and fish industry. And there will be new investor category also if somebody is keen to take up this business or who has the basically knowledge to running basically daily operations at the store can be considered. Please, next slide. Then partner support functions. We have the location selection. Franchisee has to do their asset, basically due diligence at their end, and brand will support them in selecting the location. And the location approval will be done by the brand. Setup cost, all franchisee has to bear all the cost. Then brand will provide the training program basically to the franchisee partner because it requires a heavy intensive training. So the staff has to be trained. Then inventory management has to be done by the franchisee. And brand will provide software and accounting support systems. They will provide basically operations manual, how to run daily operations. Then local marketing support, brand will provide as well as the franchisee has to do their local marketing. Then advertise and central marketing, brand will take care of that. And so brand will provide, do the social media promotions, digital marketing. Or next slide. So why to partner with the Ginger? If you look at the market opportunity, India is a large market, and there are a lot of opportunities for the meat business. Government has also taken the steps for the modernization of the meat shops and provide basically hygiene meat to the consumers. That is the driving factor for this business opportunity for this segment. Then brand strength, if you look at the brand strength, like they have already created the brand name. And so they are providing fresh meat with no antibiotic, no frozen, no preservatives. And they have the strong presence in offline and online. And they have already developed the app for Android and iOS applications. And they have an excellent delivery logic. And they have a strong, excellent social media presence. And then ultimately, what is the benefit to the franchisee? The Ginger will leverage its knowledge. They have the knowledge, experience. They have technical capabilities. They have real estate, basically. As Ujjwal is already like worked for 2-3 years in the construction industry, real estate industry. So they know the basically the store design and setup. Then they will provide basically the consistent product supply support, and they will maintain the good profit margin, and they will franchisee will get the basically high service standards, so they will be trained on, and then brand will provide the complete training support to the franchisee, and they will transfer the online sales to the nearest franchisee store. And so their expected ROI would be like 16 to 18 months, less than 2 years. Now the request Ujjwal to present the slide.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ashok. So why consumer chooses Ginger apart from local vendors? Why only Ginger will be taken into consideration when it comes to the meat? Is because it's easy to order and easy to getting meat home. It can be easily delivered if consumer orders it through online portal. So and Ginger assures a high quality of meat, and we had a wide varieties at a single platform where all the non-veg items which like chicken, fish, mutton, everything can be is available at a single platform, and it can be accessed through our portals or applications, and can also be, consumer can directly walk into the nearby meat hub if he feels like he has to check the quality of the meat, or he will be having the different perceptions of the quality, so he can directly walk to the nearby our Ginger showroom, so he can feel the meat and he can directly purchase from our store itself. And all our meats are temperature controlled during its logistics, so till it reaches our consumers and consumer, all the meats will be stored during transportation. We'll maintain at 0 to 4 degrees centigrade, so that meat quality will not deteriorate. Yeah, thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. So
Thank you
over
so
to you,
much.
Ashwin.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ujjwal ji. And thank you, friends, for being with us. And I will request all of you, friends, if you have any questions with respect to the model or the opportunity city that you're looking at, please use the Q&A box and we'll answer all these questions. So I see one question from Mr. Sridhar asking about the investment. So as we already discussed on the same, and we'll go a little bit deeper on the business model and take some questions from Ujjwal ji. And friends, if you look at this category, production of meat has largely been a very unorganized industry with lack of hygienic measures, which has been causing a lot of risk to human health. And today, people, consumers are actually reevaluating their choices of food, and they're being very, very cautious about traceability, which means where the procurement of product is happening, which actually is boosting the organized meat market. So Ginger has trained butchers who cut, slice, pack the meat in front of the consumers, which ensures a lot of transparency. At the same time, they also have a well-managed, backward integrated structure. So and fairly about 1,500 square feet is a space where broadly there would be two sections, where first section would be butchery, where customers can choose the product and staff it, cut, pack it freshly in front of them. And the second section would be more on the retail side of product, like pre-cut meats, marinated meat products, cold cuts, sausages, and also ready to, I think fried products, and also non-veg pickles, spreads, including glaze and eggs. So this is, broadly on the category we're looking at. And Ujjwal ji, my first question would be, broadly we've discussed on the investment, which is about 18 odd lakhs. And as we see comparatively, this area is fairly decent enough, 15 odd square feet as a space, which is fairly large. And what is the space allocation that we're giving inside the store? How much of space are we allocating back? How much of space are we allocating for the front? And are we actually putting them in different sections? So would you want to give a little bit understanding on how the space allocation inside the outlet is being done?
So customer walk-in and launch would be around 500 to 700 SFT, and the butchery, like a cutting section, we can place it in 200 to 300 SFT. And meat stock, fish display, it will take again a 200 SFT. And this meat stock storage rooms, we might require a bit around 400 SFT. So it completely it comes around 1500 SFT. And we also maintain a live fish tank in customer lounge itself. So you had already seen the picture itself. In that, the live fish tank, all the children and all the families would love to come there to watch the fish, and they can ask which one to pick.
Sure. Now, on the investment side, broadly, we understand the breakup of the entire investment, but a little bit on the equipment, typical, what kind of investment and the breakup of equipment is required, because between equipment and the fit out, majority of the investment would happen. And then there was also a component of marketing launch, and friends, that is not the investment that goes to the company or which is paid to the company. That is something that you would retain with you to be invested at the time of launch. So Ujjwal ji, would you want to comment the kind of equipment which is required? And also there's a separate equipment which is required for the office. So in this 1,500 square feet, are we also allocating some office space, and is that needed in the same premise, or?
Yes, madam. We can actually allocate office space in store itself, so that if a franchisee owner comes there, he can sit and monitor everything from there itself. And that can be it's like 100 to 150 SFT would be great enough for that.
So which is also included in the entire setup of 1500 square feet.
Yes.
Okay. And what are the typical equipments that one would need? And how are you procuring these equipments? These are procured from the specified vendors that we have, or we give the specifications to our franchise partners and they are procuring these equipments.
So basically in our model, we'll be allocating a few vendors which we are already tied up with. So most of our vendors come from Coimbatore. So all our machinery for this particular industry is manufactured in Mumbai and Coimbatore in India. So we have tied up with few vendors, and we can help with that in procuring those machinery.
Sure. I'll also, before I take up, some questions from the audience, friends, you can keep writing, and I'm reading, as I'm asking these questions. So there are three categories, which is B2B, which contributes about 10%, where a franchise partner would tie up with the existing restaurants or hotels to supply. And then we have a very big chunk of business, which is coming from the retail consumers, which is about 60%, which is walk-in at the outlet or deliveries. And then we have online, which is about 30-odd%. So a bigger chunk of business comes between B2C outlet and online, which is 30%. So Ujjwalji, my question would be, one, on the online sales, because online is also a very big percentage, and typically if you look at the current phenomena, most of these supplies, deliveries, and how people are actually selecting from where they want to buy is happening online. So how much is our app optimized, and what kind of I would say marketing promotion we are doing to ensure that the app is optimized where people are downloading the app and we have enough traffic coming in the neighborhood where we are opening.
So actually, madam, considering the current scenario, you can see how the online grocery sales and online meat sales have been increasing. So grocery sales itself is of 28%. 28% of Indians are buying groceries online every year, and that is seeing a significant growth rate of 37% every year. So even the meat is, in recent days, this has played a major role during COVID, and consumers are used to order online. So we are expecting growth rate. Now currently we are seeing an average growth rate of 27% monthly. So we are expecting a greater sales online itself.
And I'll take some questions, which are primarily on the operating cost also, and also on the procurement, which is very important part of the business. So I'll start with a question from Mr. Sudhakar, who's asking on, a typical revenue projection, which can happen at an outlet like this. So what is the breakup of the investment? Which are the top selling categories? And yes, yeah, that is pretty much.
So basically, the most selling product would be mutton, and the second comes to chicken. So, and chicken, because chicken sells the most quantities bit higher, but the pricing when it comes to the chicken, it costs around 300 rupees per bag, but mutton costs 800 rupees per bag. So when we consider this amount, mutton would be taking on the higher side, and seafood, even the seafood, we'll be selling seafood at an average cost of 500 rupees. So even that can be considered as a major selling product, which is giving a revenue to us.
And while every outlet, every city that we would operate would have different kind of dynamics for the outlet, but on an average, Ujjwalji, what is the kind of business an outlet like this can actually procure? And if you want to cite maybe the live example of your existing location, so on an average, what can be expected out of a store in terms of the volume or sales that we do?
So currently we can expect a average sale figure of approximately 15 lakh per month. We can make a revenue very easily. Considering this B2C and retail sales itself, we can do more than 12 lakh business. And And B2B sales, however, that's a consistent sales which we can have in any point of time. So approximately we can expect 14 lakh to 18 lakh of compulsory revenue in this industry.
And how long does it take, Ujjwalji? Because this would not happen right in the very first month. So how long does it take to reach that kind of level? And the other question which I also want to ask, since we are looking at some more locations, you're coming up with your own outlets in a couple of locations in AP Telangana. So what would also be your go-to market for a new partner where the location is comparatively new? What support would you be offering to him in terms of, I would say, market penetration? And what is also expected as a part of his obligation on the same?
Okay, first thing is we have our own application for this. So we'll be doing social media marketing and local marketing we'll be doing to promote that. And we have associated brand to it. So we'll be vigorously working on the marketing from our side. And will help a lot in promoting sales as well. So the franchisee owner can 100% be assured that the brand is not just helping in the terms of sales, but they can be assured that brand itself is growing as a software startup as well. So
and Ujjwalji, especially in a business like this, logistics, supply chain is very, very difficult, right? So how are we procuring and what is our timeline or turnaround time for all these supplies to ensure that the inventory level at the store are maintained at any given point in time?
Okay, currently all these are perishable products. So we need a better supply chain management to ensure that the product reaches on time and it should sell on time. So considering those factors, our supply chain is designed that in that way that the store will receive its stock in the night or early in the morning, and almost within 1 or 2 days, the entire stock will be cleared, and that process will continue.
Also on the overall margins, if we have to understand, and we've talked about royalties, we've talked about the spend on the marketing and also on the manpower. I saw there's a need of about 5 to 7 people manpower, which is required at the outlet. Would you want to also talk about the skills that these 5 to 7 team member need to have, for one? And would you want to also comment broadly on the cost of goods? While we understand it's a commodity and sometimes pricing is very, very volatile in this category, but on a broader level, typical, cost of these products would be, what kind of percentage in the overall revenue or the volume that we would do? So manpower and the cost of goods.
So manpower is in most of these stores, these kind of stores, we use unskilled labor. So and we train, Ginger itself will train all those unskilled labor to meet our expectations. So that would cost very lesser comparative to the other markets. And coming to the product, and there is a huge margins in this industry. Okay, so on an average, we can expect a gross margin of 55 to 60% on each product, on an average, considering all the products.
Blended.
So the manpower, when we distribute these, when we after deducting all the expenses, on an average, I am assuming that a net profit of 25% is a minimum guarantee which we can expect.
Sure, that's helpful. I'll also take a question from Ela, and he's asking, hi sir, is market point or area will provide by Zinser? I think what I don't understand completely your question, sir. Maybe if you can explain that further. What I understand, would you be able to give them understanding of what kind of spots, locations would be feasible, is what I understand from the opportunity point of view. So would you be able to assist them if that is viable? Would the company do some Reiki in terms of potential to understand the viability of putting up an outlet in that location, one? And second, would you also help them procuring maybe a location where they can operate?
Yes, definitely. We'll assist in all those aspects, because first thing is we'll be considering the residential colonies, and we'll not be considering the shopping mall areas or busy streets, because people there don't come to shop non-veg. In all the residential areas, we'll be looking out for for these locations to set up a franchise unit, and we'll assist. Our Ginger will assist in setting up this store in a preferred locations, and those locations will be selectively chosen by our team as well.
Okay, and I also take another question from Mr. Venkat. He's asking, on the overall investment, I think he's trying to understand one, maybe detailed breakup of the investment, and what part of that investment goes to the vendor and what part of that investment goes directly to the company. And I will also add another question along with this, which we'll see typically, after signing off a contract, how long does it take for a franchise partner to get the launch? And I would say not only sign up, but after procurement of the location. So how long is that gestation for him to launch?
It is completely dependent upon the location and the accessibility which we have there. Because if everything is ready in that particular location, if the interior few modifications has to be done, if everything is perfect, so we can launch within a 1 month, 1.5 months. No, it doesn't take much time, because our construction department, and we have interior department. So both the departments work very hard to set up our store in less than 2 months, not more than that.
So about 60 days is the turnaround time for the launch. And Venkatji wanted to have a breakup. Venkatji will send the entire breakup of the investment. And what I understand, and Rujwalji, you can also correct me, there's a 2 lakh of franchise which goes to the company. The marketing launch which has been put in the investment is something which is retained by the partner himself. And then there's an investment on interiors and equipment, which again would be given to respective vendors through which the work would be completed at the outlet. So there's one fee which goes to the brand, and rest of the fees would go directly to the vendors. Is that right, Ujjwalji? Or we take the entire fees and we further facilitate that through the vendors?
Yes, madam. We take the entire fee and we facilitate it to the vendors, and we'll be sharing all those bills to franchisee owner.
Okay, that's helpful. And so we've understood, friends, the market. So the initial markets for us, absolutely the very first phase, and South is broadly all the locations we are targeting phase-wise. With AP and Telangana are a big cluster, and which has a potential of penetration and also a very big demand. So this would be one, I would say, region where our focus would be highest. Ujjwalji, any important cities if you want to prioritize, especially within AP Telangana, because you already are creating a cluster there with your own stores coming up and operating in that location. Any important cities that you want to mention which would be your immediate priority to enter?
Vizag has full potential of more than 10 stores. So, and it's a great opportunity to invest there, and even the Warangal can be considered. If we choose this Andhra and Telangana, Vizag has a lot of potential, and even the Vijayawada, Rajahmundry has full potential, and we can expect more than 50 lakh of revenue there.
And friends, I see other questions also on the revenue, the margins, the royalty. I would request that we share complete information with you, the breakup of the entire investment. As we saw, we will be able to share the entire ROI metrics also. And anyone who wants to visit one of the existing stores, which is in Khammam, and Ujjwalji also mentioned you have 2 more locations which are coming up. Which are these locations, and when are these locations coming up? If anybody wants to visit these locations, we can also inform them and they can visit these outlets. This is immediate.
So in 2 months we'll be opening, madam. Locations have been finalized. So one outlet is in Bhimaram and one is in Hanmakonda.
Can we also bring, because I understand these are your own locations you're coming up with, would it also be okay if we get a partner for these locations, because these locations already selected by you, or you already would have somebody operating these 2 locations?
Yeah, considering the radius of Hanmakonda and Bhimaram, we can establish more than 5 stores there itself. So there is still scope to establish new stores. so we can always accept.
And can these two locations also be given to a franchisee? Because you're putting your own investment in these two locations. Would it be okay if you also bring a franchise partner for these two locations?
Yes, no issues, madam, because we developed a logic, delivery logic, so that it will cover 5 kilometers radius. So the orders from 4 to 5 kilometers will be given assigned to that particular store. And this considering this meat industry, and no one will go more than 2.5 kilometers to buy a meat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So friend, these two locations are also open, and Ujjwal ji and his team has done a complete recce of the location, the potential. So these two locations, they are planning to launch within the next 2 months time. And if you're keen to even look at these two locations to own and operate the outlet, we would seek your interest to take it further. And also I'm seeing again, Mr. Ila Trimurthulu asking that he's from Vizag, but he would like to set up a store there, but he does not have a location where the store can come up. So would it be something which will be held by the company?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, we'll assist in that area, because Vizag has the largest potential to consider this industry. You can consider MVP Colony. There are no competitors at all, and even the Lawson's Bay, which has the highest market potential.
Sure. I think you have a fair idea on the markets, and friends, all of you who are looking or interested in the opportunity, first and foremost, you need to understand the business model, your interest, financial numbers, potential of the city or the location where you want to open. Even if you don't have a property, that is still okay, because if you have a property and we don't find a potential of that business in that neighborhood or vicinity, it might not be useful. So first and foremost, please understand the model, get all your questions and queries answered by the team, where Mr. Ujjwal ji would himself lead all questions. We are hosting a discovery day in the coming week, where I will request all of you who want to have one-to-one call with Ujjwal ji and his team. Will fix your slots, and all of you who are close by who want to visit any of the outlets, will also be facilitating any tour of the outlets. And we are holding a discovery day on 2nd of November. So that is the independent IFM is what we call independent fan match, where we bring in investors who are looking for more information, and we block a slot for each one of our investors. And we'll take up any questions that you wish to. And before the discovery day, our team at Franchise India will also reach out to all of you to share entire business model and address whatever questions you might have. And we have Miss Kavita Shetty from Hyderabad. She's our independent franchise consultant advisor, who's also leading the project from our end. She and our other team members will reach out to all of you. And before I close, I'll request Ujjwal ji, if there's a message that you want to give to everybody out here who's listening both live as well as on the webinar.
Well, nothing else. I have winded up this because I already told that Ginger is the greatest opportunity to invest at this time of post-COVID. So, and being a startup and being recognized by government also, considering a startup, a software startup, and it's 100% business opportunity and 100% successful business opportunity, where you will be having a huge margins in this segment. And we are inviting everyone to invest in Ginger. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ujjwal ji. And friends, thank you for being with us. I hope we have covered your questions that we could in the time that we had. And the rest of your queries, we'll try and take it in the due course of our time before the IFM is planned. And now can I request Ashna you to kindly take over for your closing remarks?
So thank you so much, Ujjwal. Thank you so much, Ashuji, for joining in today. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. All the dear friends, we would definitely like you to be in touch with us at our business hotline number, which is 9717683838. Also share your suggestion, feedback with us at different social handles. We are available at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Also get an expert advice from Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. Just join them at their LinkedIn IDs. LinkedIn platform IDs we have just shared on a screen. And today under our Bharat Franchise Show, this is a specific show designed for you, where you have chance to meet multiple brands as well as their team. So we are inviting you to join us for our Jaipur chapter. The show will start at 7 p.m. Just do registration, which is free of cost for everyone. Connect with us at our business hotline number to get a registration link, or go to Facebook page where we have shared the registration link. Thank you so much once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Thank you so much.